Welcome to Cooking with Dragons. My name is Rourke, and today I'm going to be making Mexican style chili. Yeah. So I've actually been making chili a couple different ways. I have an Italian style way I like to do it, but I might do that in another video. But yeah, this recipe is actually pretty simple. All you really need is about 6 or 7 ingredients. That's it. So I'm going to be using some beef chorizo, which I'm going to bake in the oven for a little bit before. And then I got a pound of Waygu. This isn't the Japanese style. This is Waygu in America is not the same as Waygu in Japan or something like that, but it's pretty good. And it works pretty well for chili, I think. And then I'm going to be using a whole container of Pico De Gallo. So this is a 10-ounce container, so 283 grams. Can of refried pinto beans. A little bit of a lemon. And some brown sugar, which I have in this bag just so it doesn't make a mess everywhere. I could probably use a Ziploc bag too, but laziness. And of course a little bit of olive oil for the pan. Alright, so let's get started. I have had the oven on, preheated at 350, and we're going to cook the chorizo in there for about 15 minutes. So while that's going, we're going to get the chili going, and then when that's done, I can just pop that right in there. And yeah. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, pop that in the oven for 15 minutes. This chili takes about 2 hours to make, but don't worry, I won't be here for that whole 2 hours. I'll probably make another video on the side. Like, I have another video where I'm going to make multitasking. Alright, so, first things first, oil up the pan. Got the Neville Alto here. Alright, get that oil going. Get that fire going. Not too high up. Medium high. High enough. I'm starting with a sort of a saute here with the pico. Once that gets heated up, I'll toss that in there, and then I'll slowly add the rest of the ingredients. So I go with the Pico De Gallo first, and then I add a little bit of brown sugar to it. Then once that's good, I add the Waygu to it slowly but surely, and then I add the refried beans, and then I add a touch of lemon juice, like half of it to start with, and then I use the other half if I need it. And sometimes, if I do need it, if I'm not using the chorizo, I'll use a little bit of ketchup just to give it a nice flavor and some color. But the chorizo should be good enough. And of course, we need some seasoning. Dump that right in. Kind of stir it up a little bit. Add a nice handful of brown sugar to it. This will add a bit of a syrupy body to it. sweetness to it. That should be good. Kind of make a well, and then add the meat to it. Now season the meat. Kind of push that in there and then let it cook. Stir it every now and then until it gets browned. You want that meat nice and browned up. Yeah. Alright. Get done just a hair. Good. 5 minutes left on that chorizo. And I can kind of stir it in together. Go ahead and add that now. Roll that lemon out and get the juices flowing in it. And just kind of squeeze that over your refried beans there. And you just kind of dig out the seeds if anything gets in there. Only got one in there, so we're good. Alright, next I'll pull that chorizo out. And kind of drain off that grease a little bit using the parchment paper itself. Isn't that good? Turn off the oven. And just stir that in there. And that gives it a nice color as well. And it gives it a nice color, it gives it a nice season. It gives it a nice color and it gives it a nice flavor too. Just smoothing that out. And then just add a touch of water, about about 5 ounces. This will give it a bit more. This helps it cook out better. And then you just let it cook for the next couple hours or so. And you let that render out and then it'll come out nice. No ketchup should be needed for this batch. Alright. And that's all you need to do to make Mexican chili. Now I'll be back in a couple hours, and then at a later stage, as soon as it's pretty good and rendered out, you add the rest of that lemon if you want to, and then it should be good to go. And then you can just add a little bit of ketchup if you need to, but that's just to add a little bit of sweetness if it's too sour. Yeah. All right. I'll be back with this recipe. Alrighty, I'm back. And the chili is done. Let's see if I can pick it up without burning myself. Here we have some nice chili. Don't want to throw it too much because I don't want it to fall out of the pan. Yeah. And I'm going to fix up some mac and cheese to go with it. Alright, the mac and cheese is done. Strain it out. Back in. And just a little butter. And mix that in there. And a nice little condiment to add to mac and cheese. There's a little bit of yellow mustard. That brings out the cheese a little bit better. And you don't really taste it either. So. Just a little bit. make a little well. And we have a little bit of a good, we have some chili mac right there. Have a touch of Fiesta cheese on there, Fiesta blend. And just a little bit of sour cream. And here we have chili mac and cheese. Yeah. And that chili you can eat it by itself, or you can do this with it. You can put it on hot dogs, or yeah. All right, let's go to the table and see how it goes. All right, I'm back. We got the chili mac and we got these appetizers still left over. Just cause, you know. All right, let's try this out. Let's put the chili first. Oh yeah. Chili isn't that spicy. Although if you wanted to make it spicy, you could probably add a couple jalapenos to it. I'm also a fan of adding like just a couple of habaneros to it. But if you do that, you might want to cook it a little bit longer, just so it incorporates better. Spice is good, but not when it burns your whole mouth. So yeah. Pairs very well with the mac and cheese. Like I said, you can put this on hot dogs, you just have it by itself. I usually have it by itself, but I just wanted to make it look a little bit fancier. So yeah. Alright. Homemade chili, Mexican style chili, with some mac and cheese. Check it out. Thank you for watching. My name is Rourke for Cooking with Dragons. We are exploring the world of food. See you next time and keep on feeding the fire.